Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Spanish Night Radio. I'm your host, Enrique Sanchez. Tonight, we have a very special guest for this evening tonight. Would you be kind enough to introduce yourself to the audience, please?
Yeah, hi, thank you, Enrique. My name is Mehul Patel, and I'm a volunteer with the BAPS Hindu Mandir in Chino Hills, California.
Welcome. Thank you for being on the show, Muhil.
Great, thanks for having me.
Anyway, I contacted the temple because I recently saw on the news that the temple was recently desecrated, and Spanish United, we express our solidarity with the Hindu Indian community. As you know, Hispanics are going through similar things right now with
Well, thank you.
immigration, and we understand, what prejudice is. So,
Absolutely.
so explain to the audience a little bit about the temple and how this incident happened and what steps can immigrant communities take to try to prevent from these hate crimes from happening.
Sure. Well, yeah. Well, as you mentioned, I mean, since you called, the BAPS Hindu temple here is located in Chino Hills, California. Excuse me. It was inaugurated in 2012, in the December of 2012, but it really was a 10-year journey to build. It was built by over 900 volunteers who put in over a million volunteer hours. It is one of the kind of first traditional stone temples in California. I mean, there are a few others, but it's one of the first, and really is hub to thousands of Hindus and Indians, and just our community at large here in Southern California. Um, and if you've ever driven by the 71 freeway, you probably have seen it. It's right off the freeway in the Inland Empire. But we get visitors and devotees and volunteers from all over Southern California. And so, yeah, so that's a little bit about the temple. And this incident occurred on kind of the evening of Friday, March 7th, and it kind of occurred between 11 p.m. and 12 a.m. at night. And, you know, at least according to security footage in the camera, there were two individuals that came in and desecrated and defaced temple property in the external perimeter, really where the sign, like the main major sign for the temple is, and traditional stone, very much like the temple is, and at that point, it's so disappointing, it's so disheartening, kind of invokes this sense of fear into the community, that this can happen, and imagining kind of, okay, sure, maybe most people will boil it down to just vandalism or just, graffiti on the external part. But, me as somebody who attends the temple, my family goes to that temple, it's kind of really fear that what can happen next, right? And really, it's about the message that it sends to immigrant communities, like you said, that, you know, we're living in a state of fear, um, because of people who don't think we're welcome here, or that don't want us to practice our faith, or be ourselves, in this country. And so, that's how the incident happened. And I think, as far as how immigrant communities can kind of prevent these types of things, or how to react or respond to these types of things, first and foremost, I think prevention for us is, there's a sense of, obviously, awareness as a community that this stuff can happen to anybody,
Mhm.
that hate crimes happen, in faith communities, and in racial communities, like immigrant communities. They kind of intersect, with faith and race in so many ways. And we had security cameras, we had security measures in place. We had a lot of people tell us, well, yeah, if you have security, makes you safer. But in the moment, it's still, they were there for 5 minutes, and so even by the time a security guard can make it over there, I mean, it's just we have to do what we can to like secure our spaces, but also we shouldn't have to live in that sense of fear, right? And
Mhm.
so, um, like, I think in terms of immigrant communities, our awareness is important. I think for us, we kind of have a risk. I mean, obviously, we want to be vigilant and aware, but as the Hindu community, the Indian community, the temple community, we we like we do like we're doing what we know best, and that is
Right.
prayer. And for us, we are offering prayers for peace, calling for unity. First reaction is to retaliate or some type of right, but for us, we're calling for unity. We're calling for peace, and we are even praying for the perpetrators that did this, that they can find peace and maybe get their message out in a peaceful way. But this is not the right way to do it.
Right, of course. Is this the first time the temple has had this type of incident, or this is something that has happened before?
Sorry, Enrique, you cut out there for a second.
Okay, yeah, I was asking, is this the first time this incident happens at the temple, or has similar things happened before in the past? Hello? Hello?
So this is the first time,
Okay.
second time. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you fine. Go ahead. Oh boy. Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yes, you're still cutting in and out a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine. What I'll do is that the part that got blanked off, I'll just edit it. So I truly apologize. Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now?
It's okay. You're still cutting in and out. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I hear you perfectly fine. So get back to what you were
I can
saying
hear you, but
before.
it's kind of muffled.
Yeah. Anyway, can you repeat the answer you gave to me because we got cut off. You were saying, okay. Hello.
Enrique, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you perfectly fine. I'm sorry, it just
Ah,
keeps cutting out. Hello.
okay, this is much.
Okay, it
Yeah,
started to record
this
again.
is great.
Okay, go ahead as you were saying.
Yeah.
Okay, as you were saying about the
Um,
temple, that it's been this is not the first time it's been desecrated before, right?
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. So I mean, it has never been to this scale before. I mean, there in the past there was an incident that had happened a few years ago where someone had spray painted some messages before, but it wasn't to this scale, and it was, I think, at that time we just kind of wiped it off and didn't weren't I didn't make
yeah,
a big deal about it at the time.
yeah, because when I saw over the news, they censored it, but I think it said something against Moody. It's like, is the temple even affiliated with Moody's party?
No, I mean that's the thing. So we are a Hindu temple here in the United States of America. We don't represent any singular government or country. I mean, sure, Modi has visited our temples in India, but so have other, elected officials from other opposition parties, and so this is not about any singular government or any singular world leader, and that's what's so disheartening is that people trying to get a political message out really it's hateful in many ways the way that they're trying to use the temple as that platform. And yeah, so we're not affiliated with any government. We are a Hindu community, a Hindu temple here in the United States of America, and we're Americans.
Right, of course. Yeah, because one of the things that we do in Spanish United is that we stress not only inter-Hispanic unity, but at the same time, we also strive to have better relations with non-Hispanics. Like we have done work with the Chinese community, the Iranian community,
Sure. Yeah.
and different communities. And I feel that we as immigrants, we need to work together because it doesn't matter we are Hispanic or Indian or any other ethnicity, we are seen as outsiders by the majority population. It's very important that we need to come together as a community
Right.
to work for better dialogue and a better exchange so that way people could have more of an understanding of the immigrant experience in the United States.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we absolutely agree with that. I mean, we do what we can to connect with different immigrant communities, and you're absolutely right. The immigrant story is, we share a lot more in common than we have that is different. So
Mhm. And one of the things that we stress in Spanish United is that we stress on culture over color. We stress on even because you know that Hispanics, we're not a monolith, we are a mosaic, and people tend to
Nope.
put us in one
Yeah.
group. So what we do in Spanish Unite is that aside from the cultural aspect, we also try to work on the social aspect. Like we do a lot of outreach with the community where we try to help people. We do workshops, and we try to help the community have a better image towards outsiders. Because, like I mentioned before, Hispanics are right now going through a deep persecution in the United States because of immigration, and even Hispanics that are American born like myself have faced discrimination because of what the
Right.
wider society thinks of us. So I think it's very important that it's in the case of the Hispanic community that we try to have a better dialogue and to reach out. And this is what I tell my members that I represent, that we need to do what we can to strive to not only resolve our social issues, but at the same time we need to be involved in the community. By being insular, not being involved, people will grow more suspicious of us or see us with
Yep.
suspicion. So I think it's very important that Hispanics need to be more involved. At the same time, hello.
Hey, Enrique, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm back. I am so sorry. I don't know why my connection is unstable. I'm truly sorry. Can you hear
That's
me?
okay.
Okay, so what was the last thing that you were saying before we
I
got
can
cut
hear you,
off?
but it's very kind of.
How about now?
I was saying your connection is still a little broken, so let me know. Okay,
Yeah, it
that's
started it
good. Yeah,
started recording again. So let me see. Are you able to hear me clearly?
I hear you clearly. Yes, this is very good.
Okay. So anyway, what were you saying before we got cut off? I'm truly sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that it is a very tough environment for immigrants in this country. The xenophobia, the racial, the racism, the anti-immigrant sentiment. Um it's rampant, and it's just unfortunate that sometimes they can manifest and they can manifest in acts like these, and even the acts that the Hispanic community is facing right now. And so we stand in solidarity with all immigrants, and for us it's a no-brainer.
Absolutely. And this is one of the things, that I always stress, that, and that doesn't matter if a community is different from ours. It's always important to stand with them and to stand in solidarity, because at the end of the day, we're all immigrants, and regardless of we may have a higher status economically or not, we're all in this country together to make it better. So it's always important that we need to strive to have better community relations with others. So,
That's absolutely right. Yep. And through this kind of incident.
mhm. Huh. Seems like we're cut
I was
off.
saying, through this incident, we've seen an outpouring of support from all kinds of. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Due to this incident, we've seen an outpouring of support from our entire community, including immigrant uh, groups, different immigrant populations, as well as faith groups, and kind of just seeing the outpouring of love and support has been so warming and heartening. And so, I think for us, in moments like these, standing together is important. Being united is important. Learning about each other's cultures, and see what really unites us rather than divides us is important. And I think when moments like these, is a really beautiful reminder, even under the most harsh circumstances.
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why we reached out to you, because, Hispanics, we know what it is to be victimized by people like it's something that we go on that we deal with on a daily basis. So that's why it's always important to
Right.
reach out to others that have gone through similar persecution. Another thing I was gonna ask, because I'm on a time frame. As far as that's doing outreach, from the temple? Like, has the temple ever done outreach, like with Hispanic community on communal things or cultural things or what?
We've done a few things where we've celebrated like Hispanic Heritage Month at the temple, or we, invited people for like dialogue. We, it's so interesting. I mean, I'll share something that's kind of more on the lighter end.
Yeah,
We
sure.
are, and, I imagine. I mean, I'm pretty sure people imagine like people love to come and take pictures at the temple, right? And
Right.
like, we because it's a beautiful kind of architectural piece, and our number one demographic of people that come and take pictures at the temple are a lot of a lot of Hispanic community, and they come and take it for their quinceañeras, and
Oh,
for
really?
and like especially in like Mexican like in the Mexican community we get a lot of families who are coming to take quinceañera photo shoots at the temple. It's something that we've embraced and we welcome, because I think people obviously want the background, but it's just a beautiful kind of it's a beautiful kind of mix of cultures. And then on top of that, like even though we are a primary Indian organization of people of Indian origin, we also offer all of our materials, like our informational materials that we have at the temple, our brochure, our audio tour in Spanish also. And so I think for us, um, we try to engage even the Spanish speaking community that comes to the temple. They want to learn more, and so we try to engage that community as well. And so, we over time have made intentional decisions to engage
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
in Southern California, and have done it in kind of a number of ways.
Nice, awesome. So you do have Hispanic converts to the temple, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, again, it's a very small, minor population of people, but definitely visitors that come and pray and meditate. Maybe not, and we don't really have converts. I mean, for us, there's people that come and they worship with us, or they come and meditate. And if they do decide to join the congregation, that's obviously their decision. But we do get a number of Hispanic families and Hispanic people that come and meditate with us, and just to come and visit, at the temple. Yeah.
Awesome, perfect. Well, anyway, we have come to the end of our time, but I want to tell you, Mehul, thank you so much for being on the show, and for the listeners that are listening out here. Spanish United Radio is on all social media platforms. We are in Spanish United YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now known as X, on YouTube. Anyone that wants to make a donation is free to do so. We are a nonprofit organization. Anything that anyone donates goes to help someone in the community, regardless if they're Hispanic or not. And as soon as I finish, I will send you the link and you can share it with everyone there at the temple. And again, Mehul, thank you so much for being a guest. And I apologize for the technical difficulties that we've had.
Oh no, thank you, Enrique, and thank you for having us, and thank you for standing in solidarity. We really appreciate it.
Likewise, have yourself a wonderful day and
All right,
namaste.
you too. Namaste. Take
Bye
care.
bye.